Question before I get started. How many of you have met some people from the conference already? Hands up if you've met some people, other than the people you traveled with. Okay, excellent. Wow, look at all the hands. How many of you people have met 10 people or less? When I say meet, real conversations, shook their hand or fist bump, you actually got to know them for a few minutes. 10 or less, how many? Excellent. How many did 25 or less? 25 or less. So is that our threshold, 10?
The conference just started.
I know, it's okay. It's okay. So, and I hope you get to meet many, many more people during the conference. But I ask these questions not to judge, but because I'm fascinated with first impressions. I have been for a long, long time. And I study it. I mean, I've written about it. I've got hundreds of YouTubes out there about speaking and what first impressions mean and how to make the most of them. And it's been my pleasure to teach thousands of people all over the place how to do it better. So if you're interested, I'm happy to help today. Most of us would like to do better with first impressions, but amazing first impressions require a special combination of circumstances. It helps to have some skill, would you agree? It helps to have some psychology and understand how it works. It helps to have a little bit of luck. And it also helps to have a sense of adventure. And by adventure, I mean risk-taking. Because putting yourself out there, even for one person, imagine doing it for a room of 250 or 300 people. But I know it's hard to do it in the coffee line with somebody you don't know. And so there is an element of risk and adventure because something could go wrong. Now, you could say, well, it's not wrong with a capital W, it's just a small little thing could go wrong. But it's interesting to me, we are less inclined to introduce ourselves to strangers, even at a conference, than we are to not introduce ourselves, or to introduce ourselves. And you can check this theory tomorrow morning. My experience is it gets better by day 3, but on day 1 of the conference, we're strangers. On day 3 of the conference, you see somebody with a lanyard, they're your friend. So why are we different on day 3 than day 1? Are we different people, or is our perception different? Do we feel safer? Is it less risky on day 3? Let's talk about it. And let's also figure out how we can use first impressions in our day-to-day lives, even in what we're doing for work, that would improve our situation, bring richer relationships to us, maybe even introduce opportunities that wouldn't all be uncovered to us if we didn't put ourselves out there. What kind of risk am I talking about when I say we're avoiding first impressions more than we should? How about that street in your neighborhood that you always drive by, but never down? We all have a street like that in our neighborhood. That time everyone in your group went swimming except you because the water was too cold, right? Risk. That casual friend that we have make a promise to have coffee with, but it never materializes. And that co-employee that you've worked with for 7 years but haven't really got to know yet. Why not? A little background on where I come from, and Denise, thank you for the nice introduction. Prior to all of that, I was in a touring rock band with my brothers for almost 10 years. So I spent my 20s on the road, opening for acts like Rick Springfield, Corey Hart, Joan Jett. Anybody know these names? Yeah. I'm speaking to audiences now that say, Joan who? And our group featured, and we're on YouTube too, the Caruso Brothers. If you want to laugh, go find them. But we played a lot of pop music, and we had 4-part harmonies. And harmonies are hard to sing, especially 4-part. I don't know how much you know about music. And we used to laugh and say to ourselves, the only way we're not going to hit any more wrong notes is if we stop singing altogether. Because trying to sing harmony is guaranteed risk. It's guaranteed bad notes. Again, we're talking about this risk-reward ratio, RRR. I'm going to reference it over and over and over again. And I'm going to take you to a place with risk-reward ratio in your personal lives where hopefully at the end of my session you'll say, you know what, I can do this. I can do it. And it's my best interest to do it.